Okay, so let's get started. So let's start lying down. Just go for the gusto right away. Okay, let's just come into a comfortable place on your mat.
And I'll mute myself too, just so it's like usual.
Oh yeah, here I'll do it as well. Let me just take care of that. Okay, so go ahead and come to lie down on your back. And either have your legs straight or knees bent, whatever you decide. So it's pretty hot out, so I don't know if you've been out in the heat, but if you're inside now and you feel a sense of coolness coming on, allow yourself to drop into that as well, that your core temperature can start dissolving, coming down a little bit if you've been hot today. So you decide where you want to be in space with your knees, have enough room, push your props out of the way where your arms have some freedom, your legs have some freedom. And just spend a little time yielding, feeling yourself drop into the earth, relaxing your eyes. Relax your jaw. Come into the soft place in your skull, let it drop down, feeling the base of the skull soften. Melt the eyes. Melt the jaw. Kind of like a mini Shavasana before we even begin. Now as you scan your body and start to release any tension patterns that have crept in through the day, whether it's in the mind or in the body, start to notice how you're able to dissolve and come into a state of ease. Start to discover your breathing. Notice the rise and fall. Are you able to release any tension across your diaphragm, melting the ways in which you bind your breath so that everything can flow a little bit more smoothly, a little bit more gently. All right, and then we're going to start to invite a little movement in. So grab onto your knees and rock. So just going side to side, be very gentle in this, find as much ease and most efficiency as possible, least amount of effort to rock yourself from side to side, and pay attention to what that feels like in your body, to just sway, to feel the edges of your sacrum, get a little massage as you go from one side to the other. And keeping the knees into the chest. Let's pull your knees apart from each other and bring them back in. Just getting a little bit of range of motion in the hip joints. Full circles, half circles, no circles, just straight lines, whatever feels good. And then we're going to bring our right knee into the chest, left leg long on the floor. Hopefully you've had some time to take shoes off before class, so wake up your feet if you've had shoes on. If you've been standing a lot, see what it feels like to keep the feet in that sense of ease. And then change sides, left knee into the chest, right leg long on the floor. Find some length here, extending through the spine. Same, wiggle out the toes, roll through your ankles, flex point, whatever feels good. Get some movement in there. And then go ahead and release both knees back into the chest, rocking one more time. Then let's move into our starfishes. So inhale, open the body up and radiate from your navel outward to your edges. And then as you're ready, exhale and draw back in. Lying down cat-cow, so a little bit of exertion, not much, but a little bit of exertion. Stretch and open the body. Exhale, close things off. Let's do one more time. Open things wide and broad. Exhale, draw it in. And then release your head down, release your feet down, back to where we began, arms out to the sides. Take a deep breath in, and let's start to windshield wiper our knees left and right, just kind of going back and forth. Deep breathing. And then we're going to drop our knees to the left, hang out there for a moment. Stretch your right arm up overhead. Feel that side body lengthen, and then pick your knees up. Drop them over to the right. Let them settle there. Stretch the left arm overhead. Take a deep breath. And then relax and come back to center. Let's roll over onto our side and come up onto your hands and your knees. Okay, so find, actually sit back onto your heels for a moment. Let's roll out our wrists as well before we put some pressure on the ground. So just a couple of wrists, you can, roll through your fingers. And if it's not comfortable for you to sit back on your feet, you can always just come up onto your shins for a moment. Take your arms, press them out to the sides, drop the shoulder blades, and then let's drop one ear down and lift that ear up and drop the other ear down. Being very active with your hands, getting that little nerve glide through the palms. Flip your palms out and fingers down. Keep repeating the movement of your neck. And then cactus the arms, and then release your hands back down onto the ground. Start moving through some cat-cows, arching the back, rounding the spine, taking your time to notice how your vertebrae moves, how it doesn't. How do you want it to move? Is there any place you want to hang out and stay for a while? Are you moving with the breath? And then settle back toward your heels. Stretch your arms overhead. Relax your forehead. Sway a little bit from side to side. Feel a sense of ease come in through your forehead. Relax, melt, change your knees so you can put your knees anywhere that's comfortable for you. And then let's find our way into a side stretch. So walk the hands over to the right side of the mat, opening up the left rib cage, feeling a sense of roots through the pelvis. Relax your neck and breathe into the side of your body. Take care to restore, so melt into the floor. Whatever's touching the ground, see if you can soften it. And then come back to center and walk the hands over to the other side. Relax your forehead into the floor, soften the base of the skull, settle the sit bones down to the ground. Deep breath in, deep breath away. And then come back up onto all fours, finding our twist. Inhale, reach that arm up in the air. Exhale and slide the shoulder down. Gaze toward the floor, a little bit of weight in the hand, shoulders away from the ears, thigh bones back. Deep breaths here. And then inhale, reach the arm, place the hand down onto the ground, and change sides, lifting the arm up, exhale, and sliding that shoulder down. Gaze toward the floor, take a deep breath in and out. And then inhale and reach that arm to the sky, place the hand down onto the ground. Okay, so let's move our way into dog pose, so take your time. If you want to have your knees bent, that's fine, whatever feels good. So pedal out your feet, you can drop a heel, bend the opposite knee, lift a hip, move your shoulders. Just enjoy what it feels like to wake up the bottom of the feet, the calves. Get that sensation to move through the hamstrings, The femur bones lift up and back. Stay rooted in the hands. See if you maybe even want to sway from one hand to the other and find where your ground is. And then yield here. Give yourself over to the earth. Rebound through the body. Find your breathing. Relax the base of your skull. Diaphragmatic breaths. All right, and then let's walk our feet forward and come into Uttanasana. So feel free to wiggle your hips around, your shoulders around. So find what feels good. So any kind of movement that feels right to you. Feel a sense of ease through your neck, your shoulders. Spread out the bones of your feet. Bend your knees as much as you want. Inhale for a halfway lift. The thigh bones move back, the shin bones move forward, the spine grows. Exhale and melt. Find your way back to the floor. Push off your feet. Lift up. Feel the reach through your sky, through your arms to the sky. Open things up. Maybe cactus the arms if it feels good. Then exhale and round in. A little bit of warming twists. We're just going to swing from side to side. Let the hips follow. And discover your breathing. Allow this to open up where the ribs and the vertebrae meet. Any little tension you have in the back of the body, see if this can loosen some things up a bit. All right, then come back. Shrug your shoulders up and around. Some big circles, maybe turn them into arm circles too if that feels good. You can have small arm circles. Just get some range of motion in your shoulders. And then we're going to cross the right elbow over the left elbow. Shoulders down. Lift your chest. Lift your elbows up and pull them away. Deep breath into the tops of your traps. See if you can stretch that area of your body. And then unwind the arms. Other arm on top. So now our left arm's on top, our right arm's below. Drop the shoulders, broaden the collarbones, lift the elbows up and away. Deep breaths here. Deep inhale, full exhale. Okay, and then go ahead and relax, shrug your shoulders up. And then when you're ready, melt and come forward. Fold in half. Relax the head, melt, bobble it around a little bit. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale and relax and melt back down. Grab your blocks if you have them. Come into a lunge with your right foot forward and your left foot back. And just enjoy some movement, opening the hip flexors, opening the hamstrings, going back and forth. Just enjoying the movement through your legs, the movement through your breath. All right, and then let's put our knee down onto the ground. Open the heart. The top of the foot is laying on the floor if it's comfortable, or you can curl your back toes under. See what feels nice. Just open the hip flexors. Find some support through your legs. Reach your arms up to the sky. Lengthen. Breathe. And then a slight twist to the side. Feel this. Open the hip flexors on the back leg. Keep extending the spine. Deep breath in. Deep breath away. And then come back around again. Bring your front foot back. Come on to all fours. Find your way into a cat-cow. Swirl things around to any kind of movement that feels nice in your body. Then we're going to find our way onto our belly. Any back bend that feels good. This one might feel good. Spread your hands out. Lengthen through your spine. Shoulders away from ears. Feel this belly stretch. Stretch your legs. And then exhale and melt and come back down. Pause here for a moment and feel the back body breathe. So allow the sensation of where the epicenter of your breath is, what moves, what doesn't move. Can you feel the ribs expand? Can you feel the space in your low back expand on your inhale? Enjoy the back body breath. And we're going to come back up, back to child's pose. And you can always stop at all fours if that feels better for your body. And relax. Melt in a little bit. Feel your breath. And we're going to come forward. This time we're going to bring our left foot forward. Our right knee is on, our right foot is in the back, but lift your knee off the ground and start moving into this posture. So just see what it feels like to find mobility, freedom. So you're opening the hip flexors and then you're opening up the back of the body. Finding your breath. And when you're ready, that knee comes down onto the ground. Back foot lays flat or toes curl under. Hug in toward the midline a bit. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Open your breath up. Extend the body. And then when you're ready, bring the elbow to the outside of the knee. Feel the hip flexors open and stretch. Deep breath in, deep breath away. And then come back to center, back onto all fours. We're going to lie on our belly. I'm going to turn to the side to show this. Okay, so come on down. And we're going to do one leg at a time. So reach back and grab your left foot and just grab on. Okay, so you can always wrap the strap around your foot if you can't reach. Find your breath. So just stretching your quadricep muscles. Tailbone toward the knee, pubic bone toward the belly button. Just a gentle movement of stabilizing the pelvis so that you're not completely relaxed through your core. Have a little stability. Are you breathing well? And then let's release that leg. Rest that one down onto the ground and switch sides. Grab onto your right foot. If you need a strap, grab a strap. Stretch your knee, stretch your tailbone toward your knee. Lift your pubic bone a little bit toward your belly button. Find your breath in and out. And then let's go ahead and relax and come out of there. We're going to flip right over onto our back while we're here on the ground. Find your breath and rest here for a moment. We're going to do this passively, so grab a block. We're going to come into bridge pose, and you decide how high you want the block to be. Lately I've been trying whatever height works for you. Lately I've been liking the middle height, but I want it to be wider, so I've been putting 2 blocks at the middle height together to have a broader base. This only works if you have blocks that match, okay? But just see what that might feel like to have some support. Usually you have to just get the divot between the 2 blocks to land in a good spot. You can always just be on 1 block, so whatever feels good to you. Find your breath, let your shoulders open. We're just going to be here for a little bit. Feel the full breath. Let this be a really good posture to feel the diaphragmatic breathing, where you feel the organs get displaced a little bit by the movement of your diaphragm. Try to feel the full exhale. Kind of hollow out the breath before inviting a next one in. Feel your full breath. Stay with the breathing. bring the knees toward the chest. So if you're on wonky blocks, you might need to adjust them a little bit. You can even lower the blocks onto the lowest height and just take one block if you're on two. So find whatever is going to work for you. Have just a little bit of traction underneath you so the spine grows. And just hold on to your knees or your shins or your feet, wherever you go, and let the back stretch. Relax the head into the floor, stay present. You can always have your knees apart too. There's no reason why they have to be together. All right, and then we're going to lift the legs straight up in the air. And we might get around to doing this pose in a little while. We may not. So just enjoy the fullness of draining the blood and lymph back, especially if you're out in the heat and your feet start to swell. Leg up the wall pose is a wonderful pose to reduce that sense of inflammation and swelling in your lower extremities from heat. All right, and then bring the knees back into the chest, and then lower your feet down and get the block out of there. Okay, lie on on your back, feet on the floor. Take a deep breath here. Okay, we're just going to windshield wiper our knees, coming back into that state of finding a little bit of rotation, a little bit of ease. We're going to be doing a pretty significant back bending posture in just a moment. So resist the urge to bring your knees super tight into the chest. Instead, just go side to side. All right, and then let's roll over onto our side. So we need a lot of props for this one. Depending on what you have available to you, we're going to do Supta Virasana. So I like to set it up with, my thighs are pretty flexible. So I'll show you what I do, and then I'll show you how to modify it. So one block like that, one block like this. Okay, a blanket for my head, and I sit in front in Virasana on the ground with my back resting on the bolster. So my feet are next to my hips, not splayed out like a W, just really close in. My ankles are touching my thighs. So like I said, I have pretty flexible quads. I can do deep knee bending, and not everybody, for all sorts of reasons, can go into such deep knee flexion. So or ankle extension. So or your back bothers you. So there's lots of things that could kind of cause you not to be able to do this posture this well. So if that's the case, you get to do a different setup. So if you had two bolsters, I'd have you using two bolsters, but we don't have two bolsters. So we're going to have, you're going to get one block that I'm saying that wrong. You're going to sit on your bolster or blankets or whatever you have and put the blocks on top. It's a little wonky, okay? And a blanket on top of those. And I'm short, so this works for me, but if you need some height, just switch the block to be here, and then you need to have a little stack, and then you need to have an extra blanket for your head. So you have your head, your heart, your butt, your knees, okay? So now, if I'm going to be doing this variation, I'm gonna sit on the bolster, which will cause me not to have to flex my knees so much, and then I'm gonna use the props behind me to support my back. So whatever you're choosing to do, once you're there, you can interlace your arms. Oh, look, you could have the couch too. That could be yet another prop. All right, so just find whatever's comfortable for you so that you can be at ease in this posture without too much strain on your knees or your back. If you're here, do a little bit of a pelvic tilt, so pubic bone moving toward the navel, tailbone toward the knees. This is why we did that quad stretch, to let things open a bit. And if you stay for a few, 10, 20 seconds and you realize, oh, I'm just not okay, then you stack more things up. So sometimes this pose can be a little elusive. If your ankles are bothering you, you can stick a little hand towel right underneath the front of your ankle so that there's a little less extension happening in your ankle. There's lots of ways to prop yourself up. You have to just get creative. about supporting yourself. How is your breathing? Are you deep and full in the breath? Your head supported. All right, let's go ahead and push ourselves up very carefully. Come out of the pose. Okay. Pause for a moment in Virasana. Let your blood pressure return into that seated posture. And then when you're ready, we're going to come out of there. So take away your props for a moment. We're going to keep needing them. Okay. Just move them over to the side. Come onto your back on your mat. Okay. All right, so we're going to come into a reverse pigeon pose. So first, once again, bringing the knees into the chest and rocking left and right. Okay, just going side to side. Just let your back soften a little bit. Resist the urge to pull your knees super tight in. We're going to release the back a little different way from that back bend. And then if you have a prop to put your foot against or a wall or anything that you can make this more restorative, when I do this in class here, I put my foot on my furniture. So my left foot is on my table leg and my right foot is on my left knee. You don't have to do this way with a wall or a chair or whatever you got. You can also reach and grab your shin or your thigh, back of your thigh. So you decide how you want to be in the posture. And let yourself know we're going to be here for just a little bit. So it's okay to move. If you want to rock and sway from side to side, it's okay to be still. Finding the breath in and the breath out. And then release and relax. Let's put your other foot on the furniture or grab onto the other leg with your hands, whatever you're finding. And just notice if your two sides are very different. I find my two sides to be quite different. So I don't know if you do as well. But if one side's a little tighter than the other, sometimes I put my hand on my knee to push it away a little bit, get a slightly different stretch. Sometimes I like to move. Sometimes I like to be still. If it's very tight, you can move, and your foot is on the wall, you can move your foot away from the wall or the prop to lessen the stretch. You can move closer to the wall or prop to deepen the stretch. The good thing about having your foot on support is that you can rest your upper body. You don't have to grab on with your arms, your neck gets relaxed, your head is soft, your shoulders are soft. Come into the deep breathing body. We're going to unwind our legs. Bring your knees into your chest. Grab onto your strap. And bring both legs straight up in the air. Okay. Lengthen through the spine. Lengthen through the legs. Okay. The spine, the backs of the legs, let them open. Then we're going to take the left foot out. The right foot stays up in the strap and extend one side only. So the other leg can come down onto the floor. I have it resting on a blanket, and it feels really good to have a little bend in my knee right now, but whatever works for you. Find your breath in, find your breath out. All right, we're going to open your leg out to the side. Wrap the strap around that foot. Hold with your leg. Remember your left leg on the floor. Your knee can be bent or the foot can be straight, whatever, or the leg can be straight, whatever works for you. The spine grows. Close your eyes if you can. Come into the breath over and over. And then go ahead and inhale, lift that leg straight up, take the strap into the other hand, cross the leg over. This is a good prep for the twist over the bolster, which we're going to do next. So just feel the IT band open. Lengthen the spine, stretch through the foot, lengthen through the big toe and the inner heel. Find your breath. And then inhale, lift that leg 2 feet in the strap again. Lift the legs up. When you're ready, the right foot comes out and comes onto the floor or support, however you want it to be. Lengthen through the spine. Lift up through the foot, root down through the hip. Check in with your pelvis and make sure you're in a neutral pelvis. Make sure you're in a neutral knee so we're not hyperextending and pushing our knee back. Finding your breath. All right, then let's go ahead and open the leg out to the left. Feel a sense of length through the spine. Stretch through the big toe and the inner heel. Breathe deeply. Inhaling, exhaling. And then as you are ready, lift that leg straight up in the air. Take the strap into the other hand, cross it over, stretch through your foot. The hip moves away, the spine grows. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Relax your head on the floor. Feel the ease of being on your back. All right, and then inhale, lift that leg up, take the strap off, 2 knees into the chest, rocking again. Okay, we're going to roll all the way over onto our side. Take the bolster, if you have one, blankets if you don't. We're going to take it out from our left hip. Our left leg is going to go straight. Our right knee is in that Virasana pose, so bending the knee, foot on the side. Here, I'll show it from this angle so you can see my body. So my foot is tucked in next to me. My bolster is off from my left hip, and I'm squaring my hips or squaring my torso to the bolster and lying down. So you can do this without bending your knee if you want to have your legs straight on top of each other. I find it a little bit more gentle. Once you're here, this hip is going to lift off the floor. There's no reason to keep it grounded on the ground. The more you can twist onto the bolster in this posture to begin, the deeper the twist becomes. Head can turn either way. Find your breath. It's a little restricted by the bolster and by the twisting, but still find as deep as you can get. And just experience the bringing out of the spine in this pose.
Sometimes pulling the bolster a little further away can feel nice. You just decide what's feeling best for your body. Deep inhale, deep exhale. And then as you're ready, we're going to come up, come out of the pose. Okay, straighten your legs. Bring your bolster to the other side. Bolsters out from the hips. Bend your left knee. Your right leg is straight. Turning toward the bolster, laying your belly down on the bolster as best as you can. Turn your head one way or the other. It doesn't matter which way you go. Deep breath in, deep breath away. You can try both angles with your head and just see what's more comfortable. Adjust the bolster in any way that feels comfortable to you. This pose can be a little awkward, but it also can be really therapeutic to have a little bit of twist in here. To find your breath moving into the twist. And then as you're ready, we're going to come up and out of that pose and set up for Supta Baddha Konasana. Okay, so go ahead and take the blocks again. You can do this in lots of different ways. If you're using a couch pillow as your bolster, that's good. Okay, so where's my other block? I like to have one block flat, one block middle, bolster on top. Okay. You can have a blanket for each knee, or if you only have one blanket, you can create a little roll to put, a snake to put underneath each. If you have extra pillows and blankets and you want to support underneath your arms, you can do that too. If you have a thin blanket you want to put under your head, you can do that too. So, gather up as many props as you want to be. So the soles of you're laying on the floor with your back on the bolster. Soles of the feet come together. The knees are coming out to the sides. So when you do this posture, fidget until you get it just right. So you might need, a little extra. I could even use my extra yoga mat if I want, for a little extra height underneath my head. There's all sorts of things that you can do to make a posture available just right for your body. Okay. So anything that you need, that you want, you can probably find in your house. Anything extra that you need. Once you get settled, settle. See if you can fidget until you're at ease, and then melt yourself in. There are so many ways of doing this pose as well. You can skip all the props underneath your back and lay flat on the floor and put your bolster just underneath your feet. Okay, so I'll show that. You don't have to move. You don't have to change doing what you're doing. But here's another example of being on your back and letting your feet come up on the bolster.
So you decide however you want to be, and once you find your comfort zone, rest here, breathe here. Melt your body, melt your face, feel your breath melting.
let's go ahead and start to breathe here. Come back. First, just straighten your legs a little bit. Just enjoy the ease through your hips. And then you can bring your knees toward your chest, roll over onto your side. Be careful if you're up on your perch that you don't, come crashing down. Okay. And then let's find our way just onto your back for a moment. Back to our rocking, left and right. We're going to do a simple twist to each side. So put your feet down onto the ground. When you're ready, lift your hips up, scooch them to the right, bring your knees up and drop them to the left. Open up your ribs, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Turn your head, enjoy, hang out here for a bit. And as you're ready, lift up, scoot your hips the other way, bring your knees up and drop them over. Find your breath on this side. Keep inhaling, keep exhaling. All right, and then let's go ahead and roll over onto our side. And we're going to find a wall. So either put your legs up a regular wall, or you can put them up a chair or a couch for half legs up the wall pose. I'm liking half legs up the wall pose lately. So you can be with your legs up on a bed or a couch or a chair, or imagine that this is a wall and you can have your legs straight up the wall. You can put any props underneath you that you want. So if you want a bolster under your pelvis or a blanket, if you want something under your head, if you're starting to cool down and want some weight on top of you, you can put a blanket over you. Can't even believe I'm saying that on a 100-degree day, but just see what feels good in your body. Let this start to turn into Shavasana a little bit so that we're starting to gather into softness, the soft hip flexion. Deep breaths in, deep breaths away. Relax here and breathe. See if you can stay with a very steady, easy breath. Soften your hip flexors. Melt into the floor. Anytime you want to turn this into Shavasana, you can. If you're wanting to stay exactly where you are or make some changes, you can. Consciously melt your body down. Face soft. Not your skull. Not your spine. Find your breath over and over. And deepen our breathing. Full inhale. Full exhale. When you're ready, stretch your body, move in any way that serves you. Be very slow. Finding your way onto your side as you're ready. And carefully, slowly, go ahead and lift yourself up. Very slow. Find something to sit on that's comfortable. Find that deep, slow breath one more time. Let's take a moment to offer our practice. So bring your palms together and just offer your breath, your open heart, your calm energy. Send it forth to those in need. Namaste. Thank you.